Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Takes from the Lakes podcast. As always, I'm joined by James, my magnificent co-host. But today we have a special guest, the newly appointed basketball coach at Ocean Lakes High School, Coach Steve McKinley. Thanks for joining the pod today, Coach.
Appreciate you having me, man.
Of course. I guess I'll take the first question. I guess probably not many, we know you, but not, I guess we don't even know much about your background. We know you personally, but,
Right.
some people might not be sure, how you sort of rose to this position as head coach for Ocean Lakes and what you've done around the basketball community. So maybe you could tell us about that to start. That'd be great.
Yeah, man. I grew up playing basketball around here, man. Of course, started out in the rec league. Got picked up doing AAU, man, by a guy named Steve Strasbaugh. And he helps coach over at Kellum High School. He works out with a lot of the girls' boys. He was a big name coach, back in the day, mid to late 90s. And, around that time, AAU was a lot different. You had one city, one team. So to get picked up and play, you had to really know how to play ball. So played under him is another guy named Coach Kelly, coached over at Lansdowne, came up playing underneath him. Virginia Beach Heat was actually the AAU team. So that's when I kind of got my break with it. Then played over at Corporate Landing Middle School.
Go Jets.
Played 2 years over there. And Green Run is where I played basketball and football over there. Now, as far as with the coaching, man, it's crazy, right? My daughter, man, was playing basketball. And I didn't even have no intentions on coaching. This had to been 10 years ago, right? So the coach, for some reason, doesn't come back. So, the director of the rec league is like, hey, we need a coach. I'm like, I'm not coaching, man. I'm just here to support. Went ahead and did it, man. I think the girls went 6-2 that year. Then I went over to AAU. I was coaching Norfolk Neptunes and Norfolk Express girls. I coached there for a couple years. Then I was doing the boys recreation. Then I started doing my own AAU program. It was called Virginia Beach Lakers, man. And I had ages from 10 to 12. Then I got more familiar with it. Then it went to 14. Then it went to 16. And then I started coaching over at Independence Middle Boys a couple years ago, coaching basketball over there. And when I tell you, man, Independence was never known for basketball. Man, I think they went 15 years, no playoff berth.
Damn.
So to come in my first year and get them from a game away from a city title, we wound up losing to Larkspur. Larkspur was pretty good, always been good. Was dope. Came back the following year, coached them again, and didn't really like the way things was going, man. Far as on the administrative side of things, and I was like, it's time to take a step up, to the next level. So I'm gonna tell you, man, you can have all the AAU experience, all the middle school experience. It's hard to break into high school, man. Let me.
There's
I'm
only
gonna
so
tell
many
you this right
spots.
now. It's hard, man. It was just different people I was just interviewing for. So October last year, I get a voicemail. I don't pick up the phone. It's Coach Mullen. And I was kind of familiar with him because I coached in Nike camp. So I would kind of see him. So I knew who he was. Right. So I get a
Nash, you were there helping out, right? At Nike camp?
I was there helping out.
Yeah.
And I
Both
remember
you guys.
Nash. I remember Nash, Chase. So once I got to Ocean Lakes, their faces started to look familiar. So long story short, he reaches out to me and he's like, hey, man, I've heard good things about you. I want you to come out, to the team. Let me know how you feel, how you like it. And I remember, man, it was one practice. So I'm like, man, I'm just an assistant, man. I'm not really going to say much. Mullen pulls me to the side. He said, hey, man, I ain't bring you on board for you just to be quiet. You got to have some input. And from that point on, it was on and popping, man. And I just took to it, man. And it's funny y'all do this podcast because it's two of y'all. James, you're one of the toughest kids, man. I've seen play the game.
And
I'm going to tell you, man, I was a bruiser in football and basketball. So I'm a competitive coach, and that's my mentality. So once I saw you, I'm like, yo, who is this kid, man? This kid is tough. And then Nash was just the brains of it. And I loved his leadership. and he never complained. Even when he would get subbed out of games, I never saw him complain. So I sat back and I took notes with stuff like that. And I said, huh, okay, man, I like what's going on over here, man. And, you know, I want to stay on board, man. I just saw a lot of potential over there. And I'm going to be honest, Green Run was an opportunity. Salem was an opportunity. Then when this came about, of course, those positions wasn't as big as this one. I said, hey, man, I can't shy away from this opportunity, man. And this is where I'm at, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny that you compare James and I's very different game.
Definitely
I think,
got different skill sets in specific
Right.
areas. But
Right,
well,
right.
I just remember Nash always saying like before the game, like, hey, I'm taking a charge today. I don't think he took a single charge. Have you taken a charge in high school?
I tried one time against Kellum and then he Euroed out of the way.
And I think I
Oh,
was right there. I was
wow.
like, I think I
Yeah,
said
yeah,
something
no.
during the play. I was like, bro, what are you?
You were right. You were right there yelling at me to take the charge.
No, I was
But
like,
I
take
mean,
the charge.
I think, I mean, this team would be super successful if everybody on the team had as good a chemistry as James and I had.
Yeah,
Mm,
man. And
So
that was one of the first things I actually noticed was that.
mm,
And, it was times that, it was kind of unfair to Coach Mullen for as the
yeah,
personnel and times he was so limited on what he
mm,
had, man. So I'm like,
yeah.
man, but y'all were just two that always stood out to me.
Mm.
And Leak, I coached him, man, in AAU.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I noticed you guys like seemed like you already knew each other.
right.
Yeah.
So once I had got over there, he like, coach, like, yeah. Because I think he had a situation. I think he was at Kentsville or whatever the
Mm-hmm.
case may be.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So he didn't even know. Romel, I was coaching Romel since he was 7th grade.
Wow.
And he
Hmm.
was like, he really didn't want to go out for the team. So I literally had a talk with both of them. So I was like, yo, man, the irony over here is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of already knew them from just coaching them just coming up, man. Two great kids, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you mentioned Coach Mullen, a few times. I guess like just being like not in his shadow, but just like working with him like last year, like what things, because obviously, like you said, you didn't coach at the high school level. What things have you learned that you're gonna like implement this year? Like what sort of mindset are you gonna like apply to coaching the
I'm
team this year from him?
One thing about him, man, we talked a lot after basketball games,
Mm-hmm.
and he was very passionate, man, about the game.
Yeah. There.
And you get some coaches in that situation that's coming from a background of basketball like Mullen. Mullen, a legend. We don't just say this because it's Ocean Lake.
Mm-hmm.
People need to do their history.
I mean,
This
basketball
dude
was
been
like
around
his
basketball
life.
his whole
Yeah.
life. So you
Mm-hmm.
got some people on that platform might have been like, man, I ain't doing this, man. I'm going to Maury or I'm going to go to a powerhouse. I never, not one time heard him say he was going to quit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Not one time. Not one time. And as tough as it was on him, he continued, man, to take his job serious. So to answer your question, man, it was the dedication.
Mm-hmm.
It was the way he communicated with y'all. Regardless of how tough he was, man, he didn't give up. He didn't. And he was very basketball minded when it came to things. And one thing, being a head coach, you don't get it done by yourself. And when I tell you the input he allowed me, Coach Aaron, Coach Ski, he never told nobody out, man. Like he always wanted feedback on what's going on. And that's how you build a program, man. You have to have coaches on board that are knowledgeable of the game and that are dedicated, and a coach that's gonna let them voice their opinion. So those just is a couple of things I just took from him, man. Like, hey, he enjoys the feedback. He wants to hear what your input is on things.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was. I remember. I forget who it was. It might have was some assistant. It might have been Aaron Oster. Maybe it was Ski. It was like you would think like a guy like Mullen, like obviously like D1, super
Yeah.
like two-time player of the year or whatever.
Yeah.
Like he would just be like, oh no, like
Right.
this is my own program. Like I got this. But he always asked for input from other guys,
Always.
and like no matter like who he was, like that was the type of person he was.
He definitely will.
But yeah,
Yep.
Nash, you have a question?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I felt like a lot of the stuff that has contributed to Ocean Lakes' lack of wins in the last few years is just like, a series of unfortunate events, players like
A lot.
getting in trouble,
A lot.
transferring, just a lack of
Commitment.
buy-in. And it really
Right.
like has nothing to just like group of guys that didn't mesh well, or, one year we got decimated by COVID.
Yep.
And so it just seemed like we always had the pieces and it just never seemed to fall into place. And I think that's part of what was so frustrating for everybody like around the program, including Coach Mullen. Like it
Right.
just never seemed to fall into place.
Right.
And I
Because
think like
y'all,
that's the biggest thing
of
to
course,
we
y'all
need to
had some
like.
dogs that they came through there, man. I remember that
Mhm.
COVID year. Y'all had a guy over there, Braden Thorne, man. He
Yep.
was a
Yeah.
guard.
Yep. He was my
And
year. Yeah.
Yep.
man, listen. So it was some pieces, but again, it was one of those short end of the sticks, man. And we got to be honest too. And this is a challenge for me as the coach. We in a generation now, man, that players don't really want to build anymore. Everybody
Mhm.
wants to go to something what I call already bought.
Run from the
So it's a
grind.
lot of transferring going on.
Mhm.
So it's really a challenge to get kids to want to play and be at a program that they feel, hey, maybe it's not a Lansdowne or maybe it's not a Green Run. And much respect to those programs, Coach Robin and Coach Harris. Shout out to those guys, man, great coaches.
Mhm.
But it's a process, man. It really is. It's a process to get people to want to buy into a system, man, and really want to build.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would just ask, like, because obviously Lansdowne is known as like the team that obviously works really hard, super fundamental team. Like their teams like Green Run, more like flashy type of deal. What would you
Right.
want, like Ocean Lakes, like as far as the type of team goes? Like, how do you want us, well, you guys, I guess now, to be known as like sort of just like a grit and grind type of deal, just like or like grind wins across and like that, or something else?
Fundamentals, man. I'm
Yeah.
big on fundamentals. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm a firm believer, man, and you don't have to have all the 5-star kids to be successful,
Mhm.
but you got to have kids that want to win, and you got to have kids that want to buy into the system. You will never get away from fundamental basketball, ever. And we could look at some of these guards now, and Gary Payton, I know he's a little bit before y'all time. A
Oh, the
lot of people
glove.
talk about John Stockton, and I'm going to tell you, they say that dude was one of the hardest players to guard. And this is what I tell you, man. It's about doing the little things right. And I'm a defensive minded coach, man. So my players, man, they have to buy into that. I'm
Mhm.
a competitive guy because I feel like if you have defense, you're going to win. You can have a guy that is being recruited by everybody, and you can have a kid that's just very athletic and strong. He's going to make life very difficult for you. And he could be a football player, and
Mhm.
it's like, this kid was playing defense. So the mindset would have to be first fundamentals. I don't care what level of basketball you at. You gotta learn to do the little things right.
Mhm.
Because that's gonna win you a game. You can be up by 20 points and blow a game because you out there missing free throws. You're not playing team basketball. So even coaching, man, those younger kids, I always paid attention to detail.
Mhm.
And that's what made me where I'm at now, and I'm still learning. So many parents or coaches will come and be like, yo, how are they getting this done? Because they're buying into the system. And you got to know how to scout players, man. Everybody ain't going to have Kyrie Irving handles.
Mhm.
Everybody ain't going to give
Except for
you 20,
Nash.
25 a game. But you got to pay attention to how hard they work and are they coachable kids. And when
Yeah.
you put all that together, man, you got a recipe for success.
Hmm.
And I think when you watch like college basketball, it's even more apparent. Like some of these guys who are 5 stars, 4 stars, highly
Right.
recruited, like you see them playing in a system where it's, dribble handoffs, one
Right.
dribble pass,
Yeah.
posting up,
You
playing
got to,
off two
man.
feet. So
I mean, look at Kentucky, man, when Calipari was there. I'm a
Yeah.
big fan of him.
Hmm.
Yeah, they transitioned to the NBA. They wasn't getting it done in college. And look at the big players they had. Because
Yeah.
when it came down to those big moments, you got those Villanovas, UVAs, Carolinas. Hey, we just gonna move this ball
KU's.
around and we're gonna make you want to play.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's what it come down to, man. You gotta know how to play for 4 quarters. That's it, man. And I've had a range of talent. I've had a range of great kids. I've had mediocre kids. but I know how to put everything together, man, and be successful with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So you mentioned Calipari. Are there any other like college NBA coaches that you sort of look to for tactics or maybe just like the way that they're developing players?
I'm gonna tell you, this guy I'm about to name here is not being on a basketball platform, but I love his approach to the game. It's Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Pats fan here. Let's go.
I'm gonna tell you. Oh, that's your squad. I'm a Saints fan,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
tell you. I'm gonna tell you
At
why,
least you
man.
respect him.
He don't put nobody above the team. Tom Brady is the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
Well, number 12 did this today. Number 12 did that today. And that guy preparation to the game was just very big for me. And I always took notes out his book when he would just tell his players to do your job. I don't think people understand how hard it is to win that many Super Bowls. Like, this ain't basketball. Basketball, you can look and be like, okay, the Warriors gonna win when they had their reign. Or football, man, it's very unpredictable, man. Like that's hard to do it. Now, on the basketball side of things, as a coach, that I really, really took notes of, man. I got to go with Phil Jackson, man. How can I not? I mean, well, I mean, how
If
can
we're
I
talking
not, man?
championships, then yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, and I'm gonna tell you, it just wasn't. It wasn't just him having Jordan, because people got to understand he didn't win to Jordan. He didn't win to Phil got there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Lakers, which is my mob, that's my squad. Through that period of time, we didn't win till he got there. So it was the way the players respected him. And to get that done, man, 2 dynasties on 2 different teams. I mean, I got to take my hat off to him, man.
Yeah. My favorite thing, like, as I was, like I said, diehard Pats fan. My favorite thing with Bill Belichick, obviously, like, he has to do your job, like, play your role, and then you're gonna win games. But I remember in I think it was Nashville, no, because it was the Chiefs week 1 destroyed the Pats. It was like 41-14.
Alex Smith,
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt went crazy.
I
Yep.
want to say it was 2016, 17. And then like got destroyed, and everyone was like, hey, like the dynasty is over, Brady's washed, blah, blah, blah. And then the press conference, the only thing Bill Belichick said was, we're on to Cincinnati. Like, that's who they were playing next week. Like, we're on to Cincinnati. It's like it's on to the next one. And they went on to win the Super Bowl and win
and I
2
mean,
more
like,
after that. So
it's not like we're gonna lose games this year.
Of course.
Like, it's unavoidable. I think that's the other thing, like getting
and we're like, kind of behind the curve on things, but
yeah,
we're not gonna use that as an excuse, but you gotta crawl before you walk, man.
Yeah, for sure. I want to ask, like, I mean, we're on the topics of coaches. Obviously, like last year, like I guess in terms of like rankings of like coaching, like hierarchy, like you were in the same position as Coach Ski, and Coach Aaron, both assistant coaches. I guess Ski, like, JV, is Ski coaching JV again this year? Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like also a varsity assistant. Same with Aaron. Like, how is your relationship with them going to be like the same or different as it was last year?
Well, I mean, that's a good question, man. And when I first got the information and I chose to release it to the world, it was an abundance of coaches that was reaching out. And, a lot of people want that opportunity. And I'm not saying they can't get that opportunity, but coaching AAU in school is completely 2 different things. For one, it's a lot more dedication with school. It's a whole lot more. You talking 6 days a week. And it's the mindset of being you're not able to really let loose on the AAU level far as with school. So in this process, man, you have to be mindful of, okay, who can I bring in, who's going to be dedicated, and who is going to buy into the system. Coach Aaron, man, is very knowledgeable of the game. And, I really took to him, man, because we're both competitive.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
we know.
We're
both Lakers fans.
Yeah, that's my squad. That's my mob.
We played Aaron too many times at the rec to know that he's competitive.
So
yeah.
I kind of noticed that, man, at being in the locker room, and I was like, yo, what's this dude, man? So my mind was already made up that he was gonna be on my staff. Coach Ski, we have different coaching styles, and that doesn't make mine's better or his better, but we have different styles, but I feel like on the professional level of things, he's always prepared. I would
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
he's very organized.
And he
Very
keeps the
very
JV guys disciplined.
Yeah.
right.
Oh
He's
yeah.
very he's very organized, and even with him, man, even as coming in as assistant, it was never, oh yo, this is who's starting today. Like he would still call me, man, or come to me like, hey man, what do you think about boom, 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 starting, boom, 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 and whatever my opinion was about it, it was cool.
Yeah.
So it was a big respect level, when it comes to my stand on the game and me being able, to voice my opinion. And again, just because I'm more of a fiery coach, he may be more on the laid back side. That doesn't mean who's better, who's there. I mean, coaching styles are different, man.
Hmm.
So, being able to get everything to mesh together is going to be, it's going to be maybe a challenge. And
Hmm.
Coach Hess, so y'all know, I met him for the first time this year.
Hmm.
He's going to be on board, man, and I really like his knowledge of the game. I do, man. He has a straightforward standpoint on basketball, sports in general,
Hmm.
and just how he feels. And again, I saw that tenacity in him. I saw that competitive side, and you gotta have those things, man, when you're building a program. And will this be the set staff for the next? I don't know, but
Yeah.
I only can focus on what we have going on right now and seeing how things turn out.
Yeah. Um, I also think like Coach Ski, like as far as like coaching JV, like you want like guys to be like fundamental, fundamental and like grit and grind guys. I think that's like he's doing like a really good job with that too. Like just
Yeah.
watching the JV games last year, like there are a couple of guys that like really like do the little things and like you can see that and like he's like enforcing that. I mean taking charges like that was like my thing and I there's like multiple people
Yeah.
taking honestly more people taking charges on JV last year than there
Hey,
was
you
on
started.
varsity.
Hey, that all came from you though, man.
Hey, I'll take it. But I
That
guess if we're
all
talking
started with
quantity
you,
of
man.
charges, then maybe I got it. But yeah, but that I think that's a good thing as far as like developing young guys too.
Right, right.
Not just on varsity, but yeah. You got
Definitely,
anything,
man.
Nash? You got a question, Nash?
I mean, nothing more on the coaching side of things,
I guess
but
any last comments
Who
that you
Dat
want to
Nation.
say
Yeah,
if
I
you
mean, if
want
you
to.
want to talk about your Saints or your Lakers at all, give us some NBA or
Yeah,
NFL
now's your
knowledge that
chance. The
you've
floor is
got.
yours.
Now's your
Oh
opportunity.
man. The Lakers. Oh, okay. Let me start there, man. I feel like LeBron is at a point where I don't think it's really focused on the championship side of things.
Mhm.
He caught a lot of slack with everything. I mean, people gonna have their opinion, but to be in a position to get your son,
Hmm.
I don't think people understand how hard that is. I don't think people understand how legendary that is.
Yeah.
To be in a position to even get your kid on a team. Man, this ain't no pickup basketball, man. This is the league. This is the league, man. Like,
Yeah.
so my opinion on his son, I personally think if he would have stayed 3-4 years, eventually he was gonna get drafted. But he's
Yeah.
here now.
Yeah.
Kobe is my GOAT, man.
Just like
That's
Aaron.
my favorite player, man. And I'm gonna tell you, again, that comes to my coaching style. It's how competitive he is. And I would literally just sit up and just take notes on this dude, man. You could go to any NBA player and let them talk, even when they was in the Olympics. They out partying, have a good day. They're like, yo, Kobe in the gym 4 in the morning. Carmelo said him and AI, they're like, yo, we leaving the club wherever we at. We getting ready to go to practice. Kobe had already been in the gym for 2-3 hours. And people, for you to even be compared to Jordan, do you understand how good you have to be? So that's my GOAT there. Best ball handler all times, Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Hands down. Nobody can handle the rock like him, man. Like, I mean, his skill set. Kyrie might be one of the most skilled, if most skilled players in the league. I
Yeah.
mean, he does mid-range, 3-point defense, ball handling, shooting, pivot here, turn this way. Whatever you ask him to do, he can do it.
Mhm.
And the state of the NBA right now, I would like to see more defense with it. I
Yeah,
don't know
I
if it's
kind of
going.
agree on that.
I mean, I'm just looking like, yo, every game is over 100 something points. I'm like, yo, somebody got to lock up and play defense at some point, So that's where I'm at with that. My favorite player right now is Kyrie, Kevin Durant. I'm a ride with the Lakers, man. That's
Yeah.
gonna be my mob. Who can I see winning it this year?
It's only one answer.
Sixers. Go Sixers.
It's not the Sixers. You know what the answer is,
It's the
Coach.
Sixers.
Man, honest. Man, Denver gonna be hard to knock off again, man. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Denver?
They're gonna be hard, man. Man, let me tell you something.
All right.
Jokic is a baller, man. And he may not look like he ain't got
definitely
all the
doesn't.
muscles. That team is, if I could go with my picks for us to chip up this year. Oh, and I'm not a Boston fan, being a Lakers fan. Oh, can't stand Boston, man.
But you gotta have respect still. So
But
you have respect for Belichick.
They
So
talented, man. They got a squad, man. And Nash, you a Philly fan? I see the Embiid.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
too big of a Philly fan.
I'm gonna tell you, man. If Embiid can stay healthy,
yeah. And PG too.
Already isn't
Right.
healthy. Got hurt already.
Yeah, hyperextended his knee.
Already?
Yeah, PG. Yeah, he left one of their preseason games.
Wow.
And
Something about the Sixers.
Embiid was quoted as saying he's probably never going to play back-to-backs for the rest of his career.
I saw that. I feel like he's just like, I can't take anything he says seriously.
Now,
He's
to
just,
be fair,
he's just
like
a troll.
it is hard to say. Like,
At that
I mean,
size,
he's 7 foot. Like,
you said
carrying a
that's
lot of weight.
That's a big man,
Yeah.
yo. And
Yeah.
as you get older, injuries don't go away.
Yeah.
So
Especially he's got a big history of him. So
yeah, that ain't how it works, man. So it's gonna be competitive, man. Steph gonna do Steph things. Steph's the best shooter ever, in my opinion.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So I like the state of the game. I like to see more defense with it, but it's gonna be interesting this year to see the way things roll.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I always feel like Jokic is a good point. Like, nobody has a bag of tricks like Jokic. He's the only player who I think is like truly, truly unguardable.
He's unguardable.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I say, look, I like when Giannis though is on, like, I mean, like, you don't want to face Giannis in the playoffs. Yeah,
and I ain't gonna cancel him out. He's been a little quiet, man. Caught a couple of injuries, but you got to look, man. You got a dude 7 foot, and he's sitting down guarding guards, man. He's guarding the perimeter. So when people get to comparing these generations of basketball, and even though I'm from that era, yeah, it might have been more physical. But if you want to go far as hybrids, man, this is a different generation of talent. I mean, you got 7-footers bringing the ball up the court, shooting from the perimeter, ball handling, getting to the cup. Like, you never seen that before. You don't. I like the young kid, Anthony Edwards, too.
Yeah.
I like him. And I'm going to tell you what I like much about him. He's confident. He's very confident.
That's an understatement.
And you gotta have that mindset. You gotta know that you're a dog. Like, you have to come into a game knowing, yo, I'm that guy. You gotta prove me wrong. Yeah. And that's the mindset you gotta have.
Even at the high school level, like, if you don't step on the court thinking that you're like the best player on the floor, like, it's already an off night for you.
I think confidence is like in high school, like, confidence is half the battle. Like, if you can just like actually like chill out, like relax and like play your game, then it goes so far. Yeah.
So let me ask y'all, I'm going to start with you, James. Who is one of the most talented high school kids that you played against?
Donald Hand, sophomore year at BC. Or he's at BC now. He was at Lansdowne then. It was their senior night. I played like 2 minutes of the game. But it was their senior night. I swear he went like 12 for 12. Like, it was insane. And he wasn't even like trying. It was just like an easy like 30, like 12 for 12. But like, it's insane. Like, D1 guys, like in high school, especially like against us then, like D1 guys in high school basketball, like, there's just above everyone else. It's insane.
He was different.
He really was. As far as like, that's like immediately what comes to mind. Other than that, I feel like we didn't like play anybody super like insane. Like, we played Kareem Stagg, who's at IMG now.
I played
He's
AAU.
I think he's back.
He's back. Yeah. Is he?
I believe he's back.
Did he?
Nah. He committed to Georgia. Yeah.
Committed to Georgia.
I played like in the same AAU program as him, like up until ninth grade, and
Right.
then like it was like over the span of like maybe a year where he turned from like a tall kid who was like pretty good into like a beast.
Yeah.
And that was
Mm,
pretty, it was a pretty insane. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember we played against Fats at Norview.
Oh
Mhm.
man,
Um,
he got such a
and he
Paul
just,
George type of game in
Yeah,
him,
he really
man.
yeah,
does.
His
he
game is so
just struck
smooth,
me with
man.
his confidence and his like ability to play at his own pace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Um,
you said
he
it.
just
He
diced us
has
up.
such a smooth game, man. Yeah,
Hmm.
very very talented
I mean, you're talking
man.
about a
Very.
smooth game. I like Cass too, Green Run. Like PG for
Oh
Green Run.
yeah,
He's honestly one of the top guys
Yeah.
yeah,
MVB
yeah.
I
now
Shout
for
out to
mean,
me.
Cass.
But
He works hard too,
oh
man.
yeah,
Like he really puts in the work, man. You know that's a good kid. His younger brother is up and coming,
really?
and yeah, he has a younger brother over at Plaza Middle right now,
Oh
man. He'll be
great.
at Green Run next year, and he can go. He
Hmm.
can go, man. So it runs in the fam, man. I think for me, far as being a spectator and a coach, I'm gonna try to stay current within the last couple of
Hmm.
years. Who could I say probably most talented that I've seen? Mm, I'm gonna go Jaden Epps. He was
Mm.
where was
at
he at?
he was at Illinois, but he transferred to Georgetown. He
Okay.
played at
Oh,
Kingsport.
Oh,
oh
Kingsford.
He
Okay.
played
yeah,
at he
yeah,
played
Yeah.
at Kingsport.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna have to go Styles, man. Clemens,
Yeah, I
man.
was. Yeah. When
I'm gonna have to go
he's.
Styles. And
Yeah.
when I tell you I've been coaching against this kid since he was like fifth grade, I don't think people understand how hard he works.
yeah. No, I
And
mean it's the 5 a.m. workouts
Yeah.
and
If you go to
his
PA and you're playing, like you're a hard worker.
he's in the gym, man, 6 days a week. He works hard, and then he's a coachable kid. I never seen him sweat, never seen him get a tech. He works, it's his work ethic, man. It's his
Hmm.
work ethic, man. And he's gonna do big things, man. He is.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just like looking forward to see like where everyone goes, like guys that like are MVB, and I guess just like
Yeah.
757 now that like we played against, or like
I
you
mean,
will
like
play against
most
Nash.
athletic guy I've played against is Zay at
Yeah.
Lansdowne.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Ask
Man,
Finn
I still haven't
Copen.
seen him on the football field. Everybody tells me like, "Yo, you ain't seen him play football." I said, they speak highly of him, man.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah, he
Just
was very athletic.
first
Ask
play of
Finn
the
Copen
season
first.
two
Yeah.
years ago, dunked all
Nash's
over Finn
sophomore,
Copen.
my junior. He dunked on our big, but yeah. There's a video of that somewhere on the internet,
That kid
but
been dunking since eighth grade, man.
yeah, that was his freshman year, first play of high school. He dunked on a kid. Insane.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty nuts.
But yeah, that's all
Um,
I got. Coach, if you want to add anything else or Nash, you too. But
yeah, I that's about all I've got. We
yeah,
really appreciate you coming on though, Coach.
Hey
It's been good
man,
to have another guest on the pod.
yeah.
definitely. I didn't even know y'all had this going on, man. And I
Hey,
think that's dope, man. That y'all are like utilizing y'all downtime in something, man, that can be another option for y'all to do. You just don't know, man. Everybody
hmm,
starts somewhere with something,
yeah,
and it doesn't matter where you at in life, man. And we are in a generation, it's social media. So
hmm,
to take advantage of this platform and to take y'all time, man, to even reach out to me as a coach, allow me to speak, man, or whoever else y'all interview, continue doing y'all thing, man.
hmm,
And I'm gonna leave on this note with y'all, man. Always bet on yourself. Okay. It don't matter what
Sir.
you do in life. Everybody is not gonna clap for you, man. And honestly, sometimes they don't even have a reason to. It's just
yeah,
because it's you. Oh, it's you doing something that they can't do or they want to do.
hmm,
So always remain positive, man. Stack good days together. You're gonna have bad days. It's inevitable. There's nothing you can do about that. That's the world. But continue to be optimistic, man. And whatever you want to do in life, pursue your dreams, man.
yeah,
And turn it to reality.
hmm, yeah, for sure.
Sure.
And I'm sure with that mindset, Ocean Lakes basketball will be just all right. And I'm sure Coach Mullen will be very proud. So,
Oh, yes, indeed, man.
hmm,
Yes, indeed. R.P. to Mullen, man. And
hmm,
we gonna do it for him every year,
yep,
man.
hmm,
We're gonna make him proud.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Sure.
But
All
all
right,
right,
we
well,
really
yep,
appreciate
again,
you, Coach.
yeah,
We'll
All
let
right,
you go.
man. Y'all
yeah.
take it easy,
But
man.
All right, peace
see
out.
you at
Have a good
workouts
one.
in a couple days.
All right, Nash. All right, James. Y'all be
All
good.
right, peace out. See ya.
All right, man.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was a good time.
That was good. That was actually that was really good.
Yeah. All right. We're at like 35-ish minutes, I
Yeah, yeah, we
think.
started like 8:20.
Um, so if you want to do, if you we can skip obscure stat if you want.
Okay.
But we definitely have some news to talk about.
Yeah.
Couple trades, and
Yeah.
then maybe some college basketball. The AP poll just came out.
Mm,
We can discuss that as well.
yeah.
Um,
I
gosh,
guess perchance we should start with little NFL talk. Yeah, some stuff happened today, to say the
yeah,
least. Devontae Adams traded to the New York Jets. Probably the top trade destination, I guess, or like most expected, just because obviously Aaron Rodgers. Him being on the Pat McAfee show like with Aaron Rodgers is hilarious. Do you see
yeah,
that? It's so funny. Like
yeah,
he's just like the day he gets traded, he's with Aaron Rodgers.
yeah.
But
That's
I mean, he
so
probably like
funny.
knew since yesterday. But yeah, that trade happened. Amari Cooper to the Bills. I guess Cam
That trade I think
Akers, the
is far
Vikings.
more impactful than anything that the Jets did.
You think?
The Bills getting a weapon finally, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And Amari Cooper's still like good. Like he's still a good
Like
receiver.
obviously the Adams to Rodgers connection is real. I don't think I wonder if they'll extend him because then like Garrett Wilson becomes like
Yeah,
I know he's already angry, but like he has a little bit to hang on to with the fact that like there's a good chance they don't extend him.
yeah. This was
Um,
Devontae's third year in Vegas. So
yeah,
he's one more
yes.
year in his deal, or probably after this. Yeah, that's a
I
good
think it was a
question though.
4 year.
Yeah, that would make
Uh,
sense. I feel like usually
Devontae
like big wide receiver
Adams,
or just big contracts in general, 4 years. Um,
years.
but yeah, I mean,
No, he signed a 5 year contract
five.
with Vegas.
Hmm.
Okay, there's an article.
Okay, so they can probably wait a little. They'll probably just pay Garrett Wilson after this year. Because it's his third year. Pick up his option, but yeah, I mean the Jets they're 2-4, kind of desperate times. Bills are 4-2. But I mean, like it's basically
Maybe he's been
them.
playing for the Jets longer than we realized.
Garrett
They say
Wilson?
it's running out. No,
You mean the Raiders?
Adams, the Raiders. Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it was his third year, wasn't it?
yeah.
There's no way it was.
He is on the books for the 2025 and 2026 season.
Okay, so yeah, they'll probably just pay Garrett Wilson and just figure it out later. But yeah, I mean, Pats obviously suck. Dolphins suck. So I mean, it's pretty much between Bills or Jets as far as the AFC East race goes. So I guess they're putting all their chips um in, and we'll see how it goes. But that was a rough game the other day for them. Although it was kind of sick.
Yeah,
There was at the Hail Mary. I didn't catch most of it, but I
yeah.
saw the important parts, if you
I
will.
didn't catch any of it. I was submitting my first college apps,
That's
but
not that important,
um,
but kind of disappointed in you. But clearly somebody
uh,
has the wrong priorities.
yeah,
But
my
just
bad.
kidding.
It's on me.
Everyone congratulate Nash for applying to college. But yeah, KU, Georgia, Texas,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
with several more to come. Nice. We
Yep,
only care about
yep.
one though.
Hopefully, that's right.
It's on to
Shh, shh,
Northwestern.
shh. Yep,
It's
it
on to
is on the
Northwestern.
Northwestern. Um,
Um,
but
but
yeah, I think everybody talking like obviously the trade has fantasy implications for Garrett Wilson. Um, but like the idea that these receivers are like super upset with playing in a room with another great guy, like Garrett Wilson's been getting double teamed all year. He's been forced to run short, like 5 yard outs and hitches all year. And like they really have not opened up the field for him at all
mm,
yet this season. And so as much as like I would understand him being a little bit angry, I think we're gonna see some success in that like now they can really run the play action and like get
yeah,
Garrett Wilson out in space. Aaron Rodgers' arm isn't what it used to be,
hmm
but
You can
really
still zip it in there.
get Wilson the ball where we know he is most talented, which
Yeah,
is down the field. Um, and then we'll see like if we're assessing this season the same as we were last week about Garrett Wilson. I mean, I think he's really going to turn it around, at least
yeah,
in terms of like efficiency. Maybe not.
yeah. No, for sure. I feel like I wouldn't be mad if I was Garrett Wilson. Like you get to be opposite of one of the best receivers in the game, and like that completely opens up the offense. And I don't think it's like I think he'll be like what's the word? Like performing like as just as well as he has been the past couple weeks. Like I mean, he got 23 targets and against Minnesota, which was insane. 10 targets last week, touchdowns in 3 of the last 4. But like I
Yeah.
think I'd be happy if I was him, if I get
Yeah.
to play with Devontae Adams.
And
So
Brees Hall is, I mean, ecstatic.
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
really.
he's been pretty good. But I think with the Jets like not winning games, and their defense being pretty solid, like it falls on all those skill position guys.
Yeah.
Um, and before we dive into the Cooper trade, what do you think of the Raiders? Where do you think Max Crosby's gonna end up?
I think he's
Um,
gonna stay. I don't know. I think he like genuinely likes playing for the Raiders.
I
And they
mean,
just
he's the most Raiders guy
yeah,
like
for
I
sure.
could think
Like and
of.
he's like the Antonio Pierce player.
Yeah.
I think they'll keep on him. I don't think they would trade him. Um Obviously like they're gonna draft a QB this year. We'll see where everyone's stock ends up. But like right now they'd get like the ninth pick or something like that. Like there's a lot of really bad teams. I mean Tennessee, Cleveland, Pats, Jacksonville, Carolina.
Yeah.
Rams are 1-4. That's kind of insane. But
They're a good one and I don't
yeah,
know,
they really
like
are. They're a good 1-4. I think
um
Arizona's not that bad too. Like I feel like they're decent for 2-4.
yeah. I will
But
say like maybe that's the West, the NFC West, right?
with Arizona,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I think maybe we're overrating that division a little bit just because they have
yeah,
been so good for so many years. Um,
hmm yeah. I mean, honestly, the the North, you look at it, Minnesota's 5-0, Detroit's 4-1, Chicago and Green Bay are 4-2. Like obviously Chicago will probably fall off, but I don't know. Caleb's starting to get into a groove right now. 4 TD passes in London on Sunday morning. Um Obviously Darnold's still doing his thing. Detroit just destroyed the Cowboys. Maybe the Cowboys are frauds, but I think Detroit's just really good. But
yeah.
yeah, we'll see.
Unfortunately, Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, sucks. Really
Yeah. I
sucks.
mean, really gruesome too.
hmm The one non-bright spot out of that Cowboys Lions game. But and hey, Drake May made his debut this past week. I was very happy with it, honestly. He
Yeah,
played like he had a couple really bad, like his first pick was so bad. Like he just overthrew the crap out of, I think it was Pop Douglas, but like he was really good.
yeah.
Like his pocket
He
presence
was
was good.
good. He looked comfortable.
He looked comfortable. Oh, but
He looked
he
comfortable.
was crapping his pants the first quarter. He was crapping his pants the whole first half until he threw like a money ball to Booty, which got him going. But
Yeah, but I
like
mean, like, bro, I'm pretty sure
the
it's
second half,
Butte.
it's Booty. I've I don't know how many times. I feel like we've
Dude, no, you
solved
just want to
this.
say booty, bro.
All right, no,
You
you're
just
right.
want to say booty really
You're right. You're
bad.
right. You are correct. But no, I'm super happy. I mean, and he gets to play Jacksonville this weekend. Oh, but yeah, I don't know. He played really well, and it was nice seeing a Pats quarterback that has an arm. I mean, it's been quite a while, so
Yeah. No,
um,
I mean, like, I think his game is very reliant on like he's sort of a I don't know. Would you compare him to Justin Herbert? Do you think that's accurate?
that's
Like
what I was gonna say.
he's
Yeah,
athletic, but he's not like a running QB. But
right.
he
Yeah,
definitely like him being able to make the right decision in terms of like moving around the pocket and leaving the
yeah,
pocket um is like really crucial. And I didn't see that initially,
yeah.
but as he sort of started to settle in,
hmm
he's like he started to realize like, okay, like this is what I can expect from my O line.
Yeah. It's like interesting though.
Um
Like he'll drop back and then he'll see a hole and he'll just like immediately go for it, which is
yeah,
like he'll tuck the ball in the pocket and start running. So I'd say uh, he's probably gonna stray away from that like as he gets more experience. But like he's definitely more run happy than
yeah,
Herbert. But like as far as passing goes, it's
yeah.
pretty
Well, and
similar.
people forget how much Herbert ran like his
Yeah,
rookie season.
yeah. He's cut it back,
Um
but
yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Okay, rookie QBs like Caleb Williams has been lighting it up the last few weeks.
Really, it's sick. I mean,
But
Jay
but
Daniels.
but Jaden Daniels, and now none of his stats are like insane.
You watch the game and you're like,
But yeah, he just has it. And like that Ravens game, like
they were there.
yes, they lost, but that's a team that without like last year, they get smoked,
Mm.
smoked, and it's the same team except you add Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. The throw to Terry McLaurin, like in the back of the end zone, was sick. So sick. Like you watch like the all
Yeah,
22
the
camera angle.
float, yeah,
Like he missed him over the middle initially and he was like, oh shoot, and he just dropped it right over the linebacker. Super sick.
yeah,
But Yeah. And then I guess Bo Nix is the odd one out, if you will. But even then, he had played well like last
Yeah,
week.
none of them seem like terrible.
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy might end up being the odd one out,
Who
unfortunately.
knows what team he's gonna like? Dude, can you imagine if Darnold like goes 13-4 and like wins a playoff game or two for them? It'd be crazy. But
The world is an insane place. Now,
I
Darnold was
know.
gonna play, I think, this year,
Yeah.
like either
Yeah. True.
way.
But
Um,
yeah, we'll see.
but
And then
we'll see.
Penix. Hello. Everyone forgets about him.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely lots of bright futures going around as far as the quarterback position in the NFL. But do you have anything else to say in
Um,
the National Football League?
Not particularly. Um, I'm excited to see how the Bills work. Um,
Hmm. Yeah.
but
No, I think
like,
it's gonna be great.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna look too much differently. I think they're just gonna,
Yeah,
um,
it's gonna be a good safety play. I mean, he's like a great veteran receiver for obviously Josh Allen with missing Diggs. I didn't really throw much of Diggs past couple of years, but yeah, cool, cool. I do want to touch
um,
on AP poll.
yeah, I was
That's all
hoping
you.
to.
Yeah.
So I might even screen share this.
Okay.
College basketball AP poll. Now this is one of my favorite times of the year. That and March Madness, of course. Um, but let's see. I mean, yeah, obviously KU fell badly at the end of last year.
Yeah.
How do I do this?
I saw like I forget obviously what account that posted it, but it was like top comment was like KU's too high or like KU Glaze or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I almost don't love being preseason number one,
It's just like you're just immediately in the spotlight and like only bad things can happen.
but yeah, I mean, like if we win every game, like that's just expected.
Yeah.
Um,
Damn, yeah, look at that.
but
Rise 18 or Rose 18.
yeah. Well, if you don't do good in the tournament, it's just kind of
Yeah.
like, um, I will say, like, this is the second most stacked KU team I've seen.
Was
Um,
most when they won.
no, it's the one with Devon Dotson and Udoka Azubuike that was
Mm,
like they were the number one overall seed going into the tournament, and then COVID.
yeah, that's right.
That's the most stacked. Or maybe like the wing. There have been some stacked ones, but like with the transfer portal, the fact that we were able to meet every single need. So like DeJuan Harris, top five point guard in the nation, probably best defensive point guard in the nation, best passing point guard in the nation. Um, then you've got AJ Storr. I guess he'll probably play the three. Average 16 in Wisconsin, like top top 10 wing in the country. Zeke Mayo, the best player that wasn't Power Five or like the best mid-major player last year, averaged like 19 a game. Um, then I mean KJ Adams, who was insane.
Mm,
Hunter Dickinson, the preseason player of the year.
preseason player of the
Um,
year.
yeah, which he doesn't deserve, by the way. It
Yeah.
should be RJ Davis. But it is what it is. Bama is stacked. Bama is stacked.
Sears
Returning
back.
almost every Sears is back. Nelson is back.
That's
Um,
sick.
they've got a they've got a pretty good like recruiting slash transfer class. It's just like they're not quite as deep as KU's. I think yeah, like KU's 12 deep.
Hmm.
Um, UConn, I think they're too high. Like obviously they're gonna be good. Caravan, but like Caravan is their best player.
Yeah.
Um, and like Liam McNeely, like I don't know, that roster just doesn't they don't frighten me too much. Like
Yeah.
let's do they have rosters on here? No, they don't. Um, they beat Rhode Island in like an exhibition game by a ton, but
Mm. It's like you
and the
just
big
can't like rank UConn too low until they actually are bad. It's
yeah,
like that
that's
sort of
true.
deal.
That's
Yeah.
true. I mean the Big 12 looks insane. Houston returning LJ Cryer and Jawan Roberts, which is like pretty terrifying.
Mm,
Um, Iowa State, Taman Lipsey, Flamin' Taman. Both of these teams are crazy on defense.
yeah.
Um, I don't know why the Big 12 is like it's like an offensive league in football and defensive in basketball.
Mm.
Um, Gonzaga, I don't even really like know what to like think about Gonzaga anymore. They were like so off the map last
Yeah,
year.
really. But then like,
Um,
and that's when they actually made a run.
yeah,
Like when
they
people
actually,
stopped caring about them.
yeah. Um, and it was a bunch of like transfers and like guys I'd never really heard of before. I mean, I'd heard of them, but it wasn't like guys I was getting a lot of like preseason hype from.
Yeah.
And I guess they're returning a whole like heck of a lot of players.
Yeah.
Um, let me look like who was the guy, Greg, who we just said that like looked like the meanest person ever.
Yeah. I
But I mean, he was
don't know.
killing Ben Gregg. He was
Ben
killing.
Gray. Yeah.
Um, what are your thoughts on Duke? Obviously, number one recruiting class.
I
Um,
mean, I like them just because I know like a decent amount of the guys, but I mean, Cooper Flag, like from what I can tell, he seems like just absolutely the real deal. Like it seems insane. I mean, just
yeah.
watching like the what's the like the team that played the Olympic team? Like what were they called? Do you remember?
Oh, the select team.
Yeah, like the select team, just like watching that and like
And the
he was
fact that
at
he played on them on that
yeah,
team, he just
exactly. And he
looks
was like
very
he
comfortable.
really does. So I think
Now
they'll
do the thing is, I don't think he's gonna average like 20 a game.
yeah, I wouldn't say that. Probably just like
I think
13.
I don't think that's his game. I think he's a 10 to 13 to 15 point per game scorer with like 3 blocks and 7 rebounds. He's like an
Yeah.
all around kind of a guy. And they have Tyrese Proctor.
Hmm.
Um, Caleb Foster, who I'm not super high on, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
I just don't, I think his game's a little one dimensional.
Mm.
Um, but I mean, come on, Malu. I still don't know how to say his last name, but the big from South Sudan.
Mm.
He's obviously very solid. Um, and then everybody's saying that Knuppel out of Wisconsin, the sharpshooter, has been impressing everybody all offseason.
Nice.
Um, so be on the lookout for him to light it up a few games.
All right.
Um,
Wait, can Elliot Cadeau shoot now for UNC?
I mean, that's like it's the Ben Simmons like effect. Like you're always gonna
Yeah.
see videos of him like being able to shoot.
And he's
Now,
like,
like
yeah.
and like think about like the difference in confidence in shooting between me at the rec and me in a high school game.
Yeah. The honestly for anybody
Like
at the rec in high
I'll
school.
pull anything at the rec. And so like those videos, that's Elliot Cadeau at his equivalent of the rec or
Mm.
like a scrimmage. And so like that's it's a completely different environment. So we really can't base anything off that. Obviously, Hubert Davis is going to say that he can shoot now
Yeah.
because at the end of last year, teams were sagging all the way to.
We saw it
We
in
watched it
person.
happen. Teams were sagging all the way, and he couldn't make the 3-pointer, and it was
Yeah.
blowing up the offense.
Hmm.
Um, Baylor, who did they get? They got somebody. Oh, they got Jeremy Roach.
Right.
That's who they got.
Yeah.
They're going to be dangerous.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, no, UNC stacked. They have a really tiny backcourt. Like Cadeau and RJ Davis,
Yeah.
is pretty small. No Baycott.
Finally.
Yeah, finally. So we'll see. I don't know if they really have the depth,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
there's no reason to think that they don't. But it's just a bunch of unproven guys.
Yeah.
Arizona, I think this is a little high for them. Um, Obviously Caleb Love, fantastic. The rest of the team, they're all right. I think they still have Kylan Boswell,
Mm.
Jaden Bradley, who was really good last year. Caleb Love. Oh, they got Trey Townsend from Oakland. I don't know if his
Oh
game
yeah.
transfers a whole lot.
Wait, who did? Arizona?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a 5-star Carter Bryant, who's I mean, he's pretty good.
Nice.
Um, They got
Hmm.
Tobe Awaka from Tennessee, who we watched play in that March Madness game. But
Oh
I
right.
don't really think that team looks all that impressive.
Yeah.
Auburn, they have a really good recruiting class. I feel like Bruce Pearl's teams always light it up too.
Yeah. They did last year in the
So
regular season, not in the tournament. I know that.
yeah. Um,
But hmm.
where Oh yeah, and Aiden Holloway transferred away from Auburn to Alabama. He was like a 4 or 5 star from a couple years ago, or
Yeah.
like 2 years ago. Tennessee fell a lot. I
Yeah.
think they might still have Zakai Ziegler.
Mm.
Um, I really haven't. Um, but obviously with Rick Barnes,
They'll be all right.
anything's possible. A&M
They lost Vescovy. Is he
is
still there? Yeah, he's gone.
yeah, he's gone. No
All
more
right, should we just do
connect,
top
but
15? Stop at Creighton.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, we just meant real quick, Indiana, huge transfer portal class.
Yeah.
Marquette's way too high. They lost everything, and Shaka's not a good coach. Um, Arkansas, honestly, this is probably too low. I think they're gonna be really good, as much as I hate them. And Rutgers. Everybody watch out for Rutgers.
Yeah.
Um,
Top two
two
recruits.
huge freshmen.
Yeah.
Well, two of the top three. And then the only other thing I'll say, sleeper team is Mississippi State down here. They
Hmm.
had
Kanye
um
Clary.
well, they have Kanye Clary, but they also I always forget his name. You remember the guy at the end of the March Madness game who
I
we
was
took
just
a
thinking about
picture
that.
for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diehard Mississippi
So
State fan.
diehard Mississippi State fan. And we were talking to him about this big time freshman that they've got. And he was insane last year. He almost won uh like freshman of the year in the SEC, and the only reason he didn't is because he had to go against Robin Reed. Why can't I? Did he Josh Hubbard. Yep, Josh Hubbard. So on that note, if there's anything else you want to talk about,
I'm good.
maybe Mary's Feast.
Oh yeah, we went to Mary's. Shout out Mary's
yeah.
Kitchen.
Yeah, shout out Mary's Kitchen.
We'll end on that note.
Everybody loves James over there.
Oh
Just like everybody loves James on the Takes from the Lakes podcast.
Oh, same for you. But
Yeah,
hey, good interview.
You didn't have to tell me.
Well, I
Sorry,
felt
my
morally
bad.
obligated to, but anyways, yeah, good interview, good ball talking, and I
Yeah.
hope you guys. I really enjoyed that interview. Honestly, gave
Yeah, it
good
was a fun
perspective
one.
on Ocean Lakes, the future of Ocean Lakes basketball, and yeah, from a retired player here and a current player there. So, yeah, cool. All right,
Yeah.
thank you guys for listening and watching,
All right,
and we'll
peace.
catch you guys next time. See ya.